It's 3-soup day. It's also Easter. We're celebrating and I'm making soup. But we have a number of things that are going on right here. I have a hankering for making some traditional Trinidadian Sancoche, which is going to be made here. So this is the cookbook, Privilege, Cooking in the Caribbean, Errol W. Barrow and Kendal Lee. I believe that Errol Barrow might have been like Prime Minister of Barbados or something like that. Kendal Lee was also a politician in Trinidad, I believe. I will have to look that up. But also, this is the only real recipe that I found that looks good. So, it's talking about getting salted pork, which I was able to find at the neighborhood Ralph's. That was a very important thing, is being able to find what I needed. Stewing beef, well, that's able to be found at Ralph's. Dried split peas, yes. Onions, 2 large. Celery, 2 stalks. Thyme, 2 sprigs. Thyme. Coconut milk, 3 cups, which is about 2 cans, a little bit less than 2 cans. And ground provisions. This is one of the harder things. So ground provisions, usually in Trinidad, they talk about having yams, cassavas, eddos, dasheen. And so we're going to use yams, sweet potatoes, which are yams. We are using, this is, I forget what he called this, yucca. Now, yucca can be used instead of taro. And taro and dasheen are very similar, are the same, I guess. And eddos, it's another root. Maybe I'll throw some potatoes in there for what hay. Great. Hot red pepper. Got to throw in a habanero pepper for flavor. These are from Mexico. They were a quarter at Ralph's too. And water or stock. So we'll use stock. Salt and black pepper. So all of these things I was able to get. It did ask for green figs, and I happen to have this plantain, which is not overripe. So plantains, when they are not overripe, are kind of green. So I'm going to use that. So now, there we go. And I'm throwing in carrots, because I really like carrots in my Sancoche. So getting ready to do this, and that'll be it. Okay, so I checked the peas and found out that there are no rocks in it. Sometimes you get little rocks, but I think those are more in red beans than they are in peas. And these seem okay. I'm going to wash them to, it says sort and rinse. And then I am going to put it in the pot and get the pot started with 8 cups of hot water, not hot. And we're going to put it on this soup setting, which with a low pressure. I'm going to leave the pressure cooker on, but it'll be low pressure. And so that will prevent the pressure release area from getting clogged with gunky split pea stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Before I do that, put the peas in with the water, I'm going to saute the ham steak and the onions, which I will cut up, and put those, saute them in the Instant Pot itself, because there's no point getting an extra pot dirty. So that's the first thing that I'm going to set off. Now, I did call the person who can't have beef, and if I put the beef in the Sancoche, she won't be able to eat it, so we're just going to go with the salt pork. I'm going to cut up the yucca. I'm going to cut up, these are sweet potatoes, not yams. I've been corrected. And then I'm going to cut up this and that and the onions. And then, yes, this also. I'm going to have everything cut up, and then we'll get that started. But it does say, put the pork in a large pot with water to cover, bring to boil, and cook slowly for 1 hour. Dude, I totally need to get this started. And then I can do all of these at the same time. But it probably won't need to cook for a whole hour, because the beef doesn't have to cook. So salted pork with, how much water? Water, 2 pints of water, okay? Now the salted pork should be cut into 1.5 ounce pieces. And it sure looks like bacon. It looks like it may already be cut into pieces. So let me open this up over here at the pot, and if it is already cut into pieces, I'm just gonna drop it in. So it's already sliced, so I'm putting it in. Seems a lot like bacon, except it's thicker, and I don't know, I guess I'll have to look up the difference, but in a pinch I think you could put bacon, or you could even just put ham, because ham is salted, isn't it? Now back to cutting up the stuff, while that other stuff goes on simmer with water, bring to boil and cook slowly for 1 hour. So I need to bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for an hour. And over here is the salt pork cooking. That's looking delicious. Sorta, maybe. Cut up the provisions. Cut up this, wash that. Gonna use cornmeal instead of the gluten-free baking mix to make cornmeal dumplings using a green plantain and some potatoes also. Great. Now going to the stove. So here's what salt pork looks like after it's been boiled for a while. So I just have to add these things and the split peas. That's what it says. Just add them. I'm gonna go get the split peas and just check them real quick to make sure that they don't have any rocks in them, and I'll add that too. It occurs to me that when we have Sancoche, it's yellow, so I think we should be using yellow split peas. At this point, I'm not too worried. It's green Sancoche, but it got washed and now it's not coming out, so I'm gonna turn this off, get this out of there, and get that going. Now I'm going to have to check and see what the difference between the yellow and the green split peas are. Yum, sorta. Okay. Let's see what else needs to happen here. Okay, so I'm just going to toss both cans in. It says 3 cups. And I think this one says 1/3 of a cup, serving spoon contain about 5, so that makes it 1 2/3, which makes it a little bit more than 3 cups, but I'm not going to save a little bit of coconut milk. And just so you know, that doesn't look very milky, it looks sort of fatty, but there is a light version. I didn't get it. And underneath all of that stuff on top, there was the water, so I guess it's separated. So now we cook this for 30 minutes, then we add more stuff and we cook it for 30 more minutes. It's looking good, but it doesn't look like Sancoche yet. Okay, oh well. More to come. Got distracted again, so added 2 pints of water, kind of doing as it says, setting everything in here. Corn dumplings are supposed to take place somewhere. I really don't know where it would go. But also, this is going to cook down, I imagine. And then there's the pepper. Let me see. There's a lot of provisions, but it's looking really good.